Welcome back to another episode of SprueSurgery Waiting Room, whatever this one is. I never know ahead of time. It just tells me my video may be lagging. We're off to a cracking start. Okay, so we are going to be reviewing the new Vulcan. This is a kit that I've been waiting for so long. It was one of the first ones. It's one of these kits. The minute I clapped eyes on it, I wanted it. But it was always too dear. And the thing was, I kind of had suspicions that a new one was coming out. And I didn't want to go and buy an old one when I thought a new one was on the horizon. So this would have been about 2 years ago. It was about 2 years ago. Maybe, because at first I thought it was going to be the announcement they made at Telford when they showed the Hellcat, but it wasn't. And everyone was crying out for this kit after they released the Hellcat. So I felt it was obvious it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. And then a short time later, Airfix announced that they were doing it, and they showed some CAD shots. It looked like it was almost done, really. I think they showed some pieces as well. I can't remember now. But anyway, I paid my deposit, and a few weeks turned into a few months, turned into a few years, and finally it's here. Now, the subscriptions that I've been generously donated to this channel have all gone towards me getting this kit. So I think this kit is it's going to be a Patreon build. The review is going to be for everyone, and we're going to put the build itself on the Patreon channel. So if you want to see that, just drop in there. It's I think it starts at about £2 a month, and you can just come in, and you don't have to subscribe to any length of period or anything like that, and see whether you like it or not. So we're going to be doing that, but first of all we're going to have a look at the kit. Now, I haven't seen the old one. I've got no frame of reference to go off. So basically there's the artwork, which it looks similar to the other one, but no, it isn't the same. I can't remember the difference of it, but it is not the same. The two versions you can do on the side there. I've never understood why that's upside down. It doesn't. So all the other sides are like that, but that one side is upside down. Perhaps somebody can explain that. That makes no sense at all, because it just doesn't make any sense unless there's. Well, why would you stack them upside down though? No, I don't know. Anyway, there we go. So now we can open the box. There's the instructions, which we will go through first, and let's put all this. Oh dear, there's a lot of plastic here. I'm told there's much more pieces in this kit than there was in the original. Let's pop that down there. Currently on my channel we're building the Formula 1, the big Tamiya series, 1/12 scale F1 Williams F1 FW 14B, I think it is, or 13, it's 14B, I think. So I'm going to flip the camera down now. I may have to lock off the autofocus. So let's get this show on the road. So for this, it's going to be a bit awkward to see. I have to move that camera around a little bit just to get it head on a bit. No, that's about as best. I'm going to have to tilt it a bit. So all the usual bump on there. Let's take those out. Take that out. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And yes, we go straight in. Looks like we're doing the cockpit. Yes, doing the cockpit. We've got some the instrument panel there. Now I'm told there's already some photo etch out for this, so it may be worth looking around if that's your thing. I personally don't think I'm going to bother because it's a very, very tiny cockpit, and I just don't really think it's worth putting a lot of effort into the cockpit with photo etch and stuff like that. Then we carry on, we build up the rest of the cockpit. We've got some seats going in, we've got like, I guess that's like a firewall going in, nose sections going on, canopies going on. It's early to be putting a canopy on. I think I'll probably leave that a little bit myself, maybe. I just heard some water dripping there. And then we've got some like wing spars, some sort of support, internal support, ribs maybe down the centre. Keep going on here. We've got the wings, obviously the iconic wings. They need some, there's got to be some drilling out done there. Apologies. So here we are with back the wings. Like I say, we've got to drill those out, and here we've got something, an optional thing here to do with. I'm not sure whether that's to do with the straightness of the wings in some way, but not sure. I don't profess to know anything about these. I, do my best, but. At the end of the day, I've got no knowledge, only what I've learnt over the past few months, years, whatever. So I do like the new layout of the Airfix books. They're still not the best, but they're better. I like, that they give red. Now, is it red that's got to be, they're the sections you're working on? So that they're there. They're a long way off the old Wingnut Wings ones or the Tsukimura instruction manuals, but they're a hell of a lot better than they were before. And I don't think haven't got an old one with me to show you at the moment. So you can see there's so many different sections to do. We just keep going on. We're at the engines. Are we at the engines? Are these the engines here? They look like it. This all looks like the engine section. And we've got, says here, we've got some templates. So again, there we go. Lots of so much work to be done. As I understand it, the older one was much less complex. There were not as many parts to it. I have not built one. I have not seen one. I'm just going off somebody that is building one at the moment. There we go. Lots going on. I mean, I think we've just... How many steps are there? There are 143 steps to this instruction booklet. Wow, that is... It is not going to be a small build by any means. We've got landing gears going on here. I don't know, does anyone else do a Vulcan? I don't know. I've never heard of anyone else doing a Vulcan. They must do. I'm not. I don't have a vast amount of knowledge when it comes to kits that have been built and that. And the knowledge I do gain tends to filter through and just get forgotten. If you know, they say the brain is like a sponge, right? So if you imagine, mine's like, you know, when you get an old dishwasher sponge that's been used for months on end, and it's like all tattered and torn, and it barely holds a couple of drops of water before it's completely loaded, and you know, yeah, that's the sponge brain I've got. Yeah, my memory is dreadful. It really is. So there we go, and that's that. Sorry, I couldn't go into much more depth with that, but I don't really know nothing about that, as it were. So then we do get this stencil data, which tells us where the stencils go, and there are quite a few of them. If I can just bring this up temporarily, just bring it up so that there's quite a few there. And B, that's the B Mark 2, B Mark 2A, B. One of these must be different. One of these is not. Again, I'm not sure, but one of them is different. And then we've got the colour call out. So we've got, that's the one I'm doing, which I love. I love that camo, that traditional camo pattern. It flew over us when we were walking along the Grand Union Canal. Well, I wasn't walking, but we were out for a walk. And then you've got this other one, which is completely white. I do quite like that, and you know, if I bought another one, I would do it all white. But I should imagine that'd be an absolute nightmare, all white. But there we go, all white, all white, all white. And then we've got our decal sheet, which should be Cartograph, I think. Is it Airfix still use Cartograph? I haven't looked at an Airfix kit for a long time. I'm sure they do. It will say somewhere. If not on here, it'll be on the box. Two decal schemes. I should say. Okay, it's probably going to be on the... Oh, I can't get the lid at the moment because it's got the pieces in. So the two different versions, you can see, I think the white ones have the paler roundels on, and you got, so the two tail numbers for the planes are XM602 and XM594. And You can look those up on the internet. There we go. So you know, they're typical Airfix decals. They're very nice. They're shiny. Yep, fairly shiny. They're not matte, and they're a bit more than satin, but they're not super gloss, if that makes any sense. So there we go. That is our sheets and that. Unfortunately, these didn't come in a bag. They just came in that booklet like that. I was a bit disappointed that they weren't, you know, in a bag, but there you go. So I'm just going to take these out as they come. So this first one is, it looks like it's the nose cone and front cockpit area. I'm glad that they don't use Tammy's approach with the blasted staples. I dislike those immensely. And the bags are much bigger, so I won't have trouble putting them back in. So I'm going to bring this back down, try and get as much of this in as I can. I may have to lock the focus in to get what I'm trying to. So I'm just setting up the autofocus now. I'm going to turn that off. Right, I'm going to aim for the focus to be about there. So if anything's blurred out of it, that's why. So straight away we can see there's no raised detail. It's all recessed panel lines, which is excellent. That's your front cockpit area, the front nose. We've got the sides of the seats there. I believe they're the sides of the seats. Yeah, and there's the front of the seats there. And I guess these are all parts of the seats in some way. Wow, they've really separated this kit out into very teeny tiny pieces. Interesting how they've done the bombs. They're not individual. A bit like, I think was it the B.2 I've done where they were individual bombs. They're like racks, so they're in fours, which is, I quite like that idea. It's less clean up of each individual bomb. You can have better symmetry. You're not faffing about with all these tiny little fins at the back, so I'm really pleased with that. We'll have a flip over and look. No internal detail to speak of on. So in that front section where your cockpit area is going to be, which is going to be about here, holding it the wrong way around really for that. So you know your cockpit is going to be. Just get that wire out of the way. There. This is. I believe this is it here. This tiny little piece, and this is going to be your. It's going to be where your seats and that go, but probably going to be from that angle. And there's not a lot else to see on there. There's a little ladder which is obviously to get into wherever at the bottom. So you are going to have to handle some of these sprues very carefully because they're going to, you know, things like that ladder would break quite easily, snap off, and you do not want that happening. So just give me a second while I put this one back in its bag and pop that down there. Just pop that instruction. You know, I don't think I've seen a clear part yet. Hopefully it'll turn up in a minute. Oh, the size of the bags that these come in, they're just, they're gargantuan. I like them though, I do like them. I like the fact that they're vastly oversized. I mean, you could cut this one in half and use it as a double bag. I'm not going to. It's just There we go. Now this one is some more teeny tiny pieces. I have no idea what they are, and I suspect I'm not going to have much idea what these are either. They kind of look familiar. It looks a bit like a waffle grid of some sort, you know, or a tennis racket, or Thor, mighty hammer. I digress. So there we go. Yeah. Now these, I believe, are parts of those rear engines. They look so small, yet in real life they are so big. I have had the pleasure of standing next to a Vulcan when it started up. When I say next to, we were probably about a quarter of a mile away. We were at an old airfield, and they'd got one there. They were doing something to it, and they started it up. We were at a market, Finmere Market it was at, and it was right over the other side, and they started it up. It was amazing to sit and watch while we had a sausage sandwich. There we go. Can't really tell you a lot more. Don't know what these look familiar for some reason. These are obviously wheels. Christ, how many wheels does it have? Yeah, I suppose if it's got two on each, so it could have 2, 4, 2, 4. Yeah, it's probably some more actually, thinking about it. I think these are all to do with those engines as well, those tiny little engines you see on the back of that Delta wing that are grouped together in, you know, 4, just two either side of the fin. Wow, amazing. So again, just check the inside. There's nothing that jumps out in terms of detail. Oh, I have noticed something. Let me just see. I don't think they have a stamp on the inside. Maybe that will come clear on in the instructions, but it's not all of them, is it? No, it's not all of them. Just double checking. But these parts here are stamped inside. I don't know, am I going to get, let me just try and bend that down and then slide that under a bit. Oh, come on. Now I'm going to have to fiddle with the focus just a second. Do I need to go that way? No. That way, a bit more. Bit more. Bit more. Bit more. Yeah, it's starting to come through. See, it's got 1P on that one and 2S on that one, and then as you go through 1S, they've got all these different, that one's 4S, so I guess there must be a specific way they've got to go in, so, you know, take care to look for that. That's obviously going to be very important. And the smaller one that we were on about is just you know, like flaps and hinges and stuff like that. Nothing of. Okay. Right, I'll lock that focus off again in a second. Let me just, somewhere around there it was. Just pop it there for the moment. And lock it off again. Now we come to the big wings, and there we've got our clear parts finally. This is what the one of the things the Vulcan is known for, that familiar delta wing shape. One of the most famous aircraft of all time, I think this is. It carried out the huge, it did hold the record for the longest sortie on a single run by a by a jet. I think that's since been taken over by the Americans when they'd done a raid, and they had to travel from America and refuel something like 8 times as they flew over to some. I can't remember now, but if anyone can, just put the notes in the description below in the comments. Right, so make sure, let's move that out of the way. So the wings, so let's do this one first, which I believe is the bottom. And the detail is superb. Absolutely amazing. Let me just try, no, that won't work. Will that work any better? No, we want to get that. Just trying to get a bit more light on it. So I don't know what's making. I think it's the actual camera that's making the shadow. So if I bring that up, and we'll try and do it like that. Now, because I've got it locked, it shouldn't worry about my jumper. There we go. Look at that. That is exquisite detail. Look at that. That is going to take an amazing wash. It is going to look, oh bloody hell, that's good. I haven't seen the original. I know, I'm told it's mostly raised panel lines, I think I was told, but I can't imagine it's as good as that. Oh, lush. And that side as well. Magnificent. No internal detail to speak of on here, but there wouldn't be really. On the other side there should be some internal detail because of the wheel wells. So here we go, and yes, we can see that we've got some interior bay detail there and there. You see it all the way down. So I guess that's where the bombs would be, but no other detail anywhere else that I can see. But then if you flip over, and we've got same kind of superb, and I don't think they're too deep. I don't think so myself. I'm not an expert on these. Oh, we've got some nice rivet. You feel them rivets there. I'm not an expert when it comes to panel lines. Well, I'm not an expert when it comes to anything, to be honest. I just, I do this because I enjoy it, and I'm trying to share what I enjoy, and I hope you guys are benefiting from this, because that is amazing. Right, so that's those two. Let's have a look at the I'm not expecting to find anything wrong with the clear. There's only a very small amount of clear parts. sorry, the screen went off then, my TV screen went off then, so I don't know why that is, but we're still recording, so and let's have a look. So that's fine. Yeah, fine. There's not a lot else I can say. There's tiny little pieces, not really enough to warrant any, you know. There's a bit of distortion in there, but I mean, they're not the greatest I've seen. Not the greatest I've seen by quite a lot. If it was a big cockpit, if it was a big, you know, canopy, I would have issues with it, but because it's so small, you know, you get away with that. You get away with that as long as you don't get it any worse. It's yeah, but again, another reason for not going overboard with the photo etch in the cockpit. Holly, get off that! The dog's just walked all over the plastic sprues. I have to hope they aren't broken now. I'll have to check them all in a minute. I'll carry on and get these last. I've got 3 more of these to do, and then wrap the thing up, and then I'll go and check everything. Right, here we go. I'll make sure I don't cut over any cables. So here we've got some more sections, you know, sort of the wing spar there, the wing spar going all the way across, some kind of other stuff there. We've got some detailed parts here. I'm not sure what they are, but let me just try and get that. It's still picking up my t-shirt for some reason. I hope the autofocus doesn't turn back on. There we go. So there we go. Yeah, I think the autofocus might have turned back on. But just flip that over and have a look on the other side. Yeah, not sure what they are. Yeah, the autofocus is back on. Just give me a second while I go and lock that off again. There we go, there we go. So, there's bits and pieces there. Don't know what that is there. It's like some sort of, I don't know, to be honest, I'd be purely guessing. And we've got what look like to be some internal compartments maybe on the walls, you know, I don't know, parachutes, stuff like that. Here we've got our first look at some engine detail. It is rather basic, I'm afraid, but you're probably not going to see a great deal of it anyway. It's not unlike the lighting I'm doing at the moment has got these at the back, and again you can't see much of anything. What's interesting there is they've got a unit there. Let me bring that one up a bit. I just want to, and you can see the wires and wiring coming in and out of each box. But the one I wanted to show you is, it would be right there. I'm probably going to have to show you it upside down just to, so it is this one here. And if I can get it into, you've got all these individual cables going in. I mean, damn me, that's almost as good as resin going in there. I mean, not too long ago you would have paid, I don't know, 10 quid for that as an extra, and now the quality of workmanship that goes into these now is incredible. It really is. They are so much better than, the older kits, as they would be. I mean, the technology's changed. We've got better machines, better materials, so these things are going to change. I've always been a fan of Airfix plastic. I'm probably in a very small minority saying that. I've always loved it. I love the colour of it. I love the way it just moulds together so easily. It's not brittle like other stuff, it's got flexibility in it. I'm a big fan of Airfix plastic. And here we go. So we've got a few panel lines on here. So these are, again, it's really nice, but the wings are where all the details out on this kit, apart from the inside, but to be honest, I don't think you're going to see a lot of that. I don't know, it depends how you intend to put it together. You're going to have a cut out section so people can see inside, then you're going to want to do all you can, but personally, until I get it to have a look, I won't know. It's a shame. It's a shame when there's so much effort gone into making the inside of something look great, and then no thought has been given to how people are going to see that. We've always said this, and people say, "Oh, but you'll know you've done it." But I know they've done it with some things, but maybe with like the Vulcan, could they not make with each kit, put in put in your regular fuselage, and then put in another fuselage that's designed to be, that's got that cutout effect on it, so that you glue basically the outer edges of it on, so that you can see everything going on. Now I know they've done clear parts, but I've never actually tried them, so I don't know how well they work. So maybe somebody could put in the comments below how well those glass pieces work. And then this, I believe, is going to be, is it the bomb, one of the big bombs it carries? Yeah, it's something to do with that. There's the cutout for the bottom, so your bomb's going to sit. I'm sure it's a bomb. If I've got it wrong, Bob will be doing his nut. Not a bomb, it's a rocket, or it's not a rocket, it's a bomb. Just have to find out, so I can purposely wind him up. Anyway, there we go. I'm so pleased with it. If you want to get one of these, I've got mine through Mike Jolly, Model Kits for Less on Facebook. I ended up paying £51 for it, I am not disappointed at all. It has not let me down. I hope the build's every bit as good as the cartograph. I was just checking on the box, they are cartograph. I knew they would be, but sometimes you've got to check, because if you don't check, somebody will check for you, and we all know where that leads. Phew, that's a long review for that. Yeah, I can't wait to get stuck into this. So yeah, it's going to be on the Patreon channel, the build for that, alongside the Williams Renault, which I can tell you, just a quick peek to show you what's going on. We've kind of got an engine going together now. We're tugging along nicely. Yeah, we've got quite a way to go yet, but that's that. We've also got a lot of the metal work painted ready, so that's over there as well. And there's so much more video builds going to be coming up on that channel, and there's going to be some other stuff as well which I haven't quite figured out yet myself. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the Vulcan build, and I hope that you'll consider coming to join us on the Patreon channel. There'll be a link in the description below to that, and I wish you all the very best, and I hope you enjoy your modelling wherever you are, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye for now.